Welcome back, everyone, and thank you for joining me today because this is an important conversation you need to hear and understand clearly, especially at a time when data center stocks are heating up across the market and macro conditions are shifting, with institutions and liquidity dynamics tied to the Federal Reserve playing a major role in overall market sentiment. So this morning, I want to walk you step by step through the trade we entered, the logic behind it, and the broader context, so nothing is misunderstood and everything is explained in a clear, responsible, and risk-aware way. And the trade we are focused on right now is Applied Digital, APLD, which we actively traded during our live morning session. And what really helped us frame the short-term opportunity was the Prophecy AI projection we reviewed early in the day, which showed a near-term pullback zone toward the $30 area, followed by a potential intraday surge toward and possibly above the $31 level. And based on that data and our broader system, we entered the position during our daily live trading session inside Stockmate, where we transparently walk through these decisions in real time. And at the moment of this recording, we are still actively managing the position. And for those of you who follow me on Instagram, you may have already seen the story we posted shortly after the entry. And for those who don't, it's worth checking out because we often share trades after they occur, along with context, lessons, and execution details. And one of the key ideas we emphasize today is something many traders misunderstand, which is that buying near highs is not automatically wrong if the risk to reward is clearly defined and skewed in your favor, because profitable trading is not about blindly buying support or selling resistance. It's about probabilities, structure, and having a plan where the potential reward meaningfully outweighs the defined risk. And that's exactly how we approached APLD today, even though price was near a local top, because we were positioning for a breakout rather than chasing randomly. And this matters even more when you zoom out and consider the fundamentals, because despite concerns around share sales involving NVIDIA earlier on, Applied Digital continues to build out its data center business with roughly $16 billion in contracts and pipeline visibility. And after pulling back significantly from the low $40 into the high 20s and low 30s, the stock spent weeks selling down, making lower lows and lower highs throughout early February, something we consistently pointed out while remaining patient rather than forcing trades. And during that period, previous support levels repeatedly acted as resistance, which is classic behavior in a downtrend, where price stair-steps lower as each former support becomes a ceiling. And that's exactly what we observed until price began to stabilize and then push higher. And the key moment was when APLD reclaimed and pushed above the $27 area, because that told us it was no longer being cleanly rejected by former support, signaling a potential shift in structure. And once that happened, we said clearly that if price could hold and continue above that zone, the next major test would be the $31 level. And if price can truly establish itself above $31, then the next upside target opens toward $34. Which represents a potential 15 to 20% move from those levels. And this is why we sized the position appropriately, holding 360 shares, aligning the trade with both short-term breakout potential and our longer-term conviction in the company. Because zooming out to the one-year chart, you can clearly see the dominant trend remains higher, with price having moved from roughly $3 a share into the current range. Meaning what we are really doing is timing a breakout from a smaller corrective downtrend within a much larger structural uptrend. And while we always aim to execute efficiently at market open, I'll be transparent and say that if we had entered 10 minutes earlier, we could have captured an additional $700 to $1,000 in unrealized gains. But missing part of a move is not the same thing as missing the trade, especially when the broader thesis remains intact. Because the real story here is not just short-term price action. It's the data center demand tied to AI infrastructure, partnerships such as those connected to CoreWeave, and improving financials, where Applied Digital has grown equity toward the $2 billion mark and expanded quarterly revenue to approximately $126 million. showing that these contracts are beginning to flow through into actual reported results. And when we paired that fundamental backdrop with AI-based forward projections this morning, the picture became even more interesting. Because while near-term models showed volatility and mixed signals over the next few days, there was a clear improvement in bullish bias over the next several weeks and into the next month, with average projections clustering around mid-single-digit percentage gains and some models, including Gemini, pointing significantly higher. And although short-term pullbacks are always possible and nothing is guaranteed, the longer-term outlook across extended timeframes becomes even more compelling, with some advanced models projecting potential upside of 50% or more over the next year. And it's important to stress that these are projections, not promises, and they must always be combined with disciplined risk management because no strategy works without a repeatable system, position sizing, and clear exit rules. And this is exactly what we focus on inside StockMate, where we've seen members share testimonials of meaningful portfolio growth by staying patient, managing risk, and participating in high-probability moves within themes like data centers, AI, space technology, and quantum markets. And that's why I continue to emphasize that these opportunities can be genuinely game-changing when executed correctly, not through blind buying, but through preparation, structure, and discipline. So, if you found value in this breakdown and you want to stay up to date with our live market open sessions where we walk through entries and exits in real time, make sure to check the links below. And if you have questions or want to continue learning technical and fundamental analysis, those resources are there for you as well. And with that said, if this video earned your thumbs up, please hit like. Consider subscribing to the channel for more in-depth market analysis. And let me know your thoughts on APLD in the comments because I always enjoy reading your perspectives. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.